Hey, it's Jen from Likehearted. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make this flag on burlap. I love it because you can also hang it as well. And the great thing about burlap is that it's super inexpensive. So I actually got a roll or yard of burlap for 99 cents. So it's a super budget-friendly craft to do. So let me show you how to make this. All right, so in order to get started, what you want to do is lay down some paper, or if you have cardboard, just because with the burlap, since it's netted, the paint's gonna go through it. So make sure you properly prep your table before you get started. What I'm gonna do is I've got a roll of the burlap here, and this is about 14 inches across or so. But you can actually do a variety of sizes that you want. It's just the one that I happen to pick out. I've got the stick that's gonna hold the flag in place. So it's a little bit, the fabric's a little bit longer than what I want it to be. So I'm just gonna trim it to begin with. And then at that time too, I'm actually gonna also measure out how big I want the flag to be. So I'm thinking you're gonna need about 1.5 inches in order to fold over the stick. Then what you want to do is from that 1.5 inches, I think I'm going to have my flag be about, I think 16 inches looks good. So I'm just going to kind of ballpark this. The fun thing about this craft is since it's kind of rustic with the burlap, it doesn't have to be perfect in what you're doing. And then as I mentioned, I just need to take off a little bit off of one side so that I have some left over in order to tie the string to. So, thinking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the tethered kind of loose ends as the bottom of the flag. So that means I'm actually gonna work and do the stars up here and then the stripes going across. So I'm gonna center it for myself. And remember that you're gonna leave that about that 1.5 inches for the stick to go through. So I'm gonna actually tape off the edge here so that I know what extra I need to leave behind in order to fold it over the stick for the flag. So what I like to do first is the stars section. So what I'm gonna do is actually kind of just eyeball this one as well and section that square off. So like I said before, this craft is not perfect, so you kind of get to have a little fun with it and make it your own. I've done a square that's square, a little bit maybe longer, a little bit rectangle, that is about a 4 by 5, just so you guys know if you want to be perfect to measure it out, but it doesn't have to be. So next what you want to do is start to paint in your stars. I'm actually going to paint the stars blue and white just because I want some variety in there, and I think just doing white and painting the background blue isn't going to look very good. So I'm going to do a little bit of a mix, which I know is a little bit untraditional from what a regular flag is. But I'm just going to use a really small paintbrush and I'm just going to freehand it, but you guys can definitely use a stencil or make a sponge star stamp if you wanted to. There's a lot of varieties you can do with this one. All right, so next I'm going to paint the stripes. And all I'm gonna do is use this, it's the chip brush, and because it'll have pretty much kind of a straight edge and the bristles will actually get into the burlap really well. And all I'm gonna do is start to go, I'm gonna use this as like my baseline. All right, so I've got my stripes all painted. Next what I'm gonna do is remove the tape from the border that I created around the stars. And to fill this space up, all I'm gonna do is paint a couple additional stars. All right, so now I'm going to add the stick to the flag. And all I did was actually just put down some new paper just because there was still wet paint, and for the sake of time I wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting paint everywhere. So I've got a clean set of paper here, and my flag's still a little bit wet, but when it's fully dry, what you want to do is I'm just going to flip it over, and then I'm just going to hot glue. You're actually going to put the stick just a little bit above that line so it gets a little bit of that glue. but really that glue is for the burlap. Connect with that glue. I'm not even gonna worry about trimming it since it's gonna be in the back. I'm going to quickly pull this up because I don't want my glue to be sticking to the paper. Pull my flag over. Now I'm gonna do is secure string to the end here. I'm just using good old jute twine and just going to wrap it around like once or twice, maybe 3 times, and then just tie it. All right, so this is the flag all complete. I love this craft because it's a little bit homey, it's a little bit rustic. I think it's perfect for that 4th of July party that you might be having. So if you want to see more DIY crafts and entertaining tips, make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow me on Iamlikehearted.com.